Well, hello there. How are you doing today? Come on in and come sit with me for a bit. Over the last few years, I'd say I've gone through some pretty stressful events, whether it was grief, conflict, or uncertainty. And what I didn't realize is that stress doesn't just live in your mind. It also lives in your body. When your body has been carrying stress for a long time, eventually it crashes. And I wanted to talk about what that actually looks like for me. Something else I've been trying lately that's actually been helping me take better care of myself is something called Biologica. It's one of the things I've realized through this whole season is that women's bodies go through a lot of different stages and our nutritional needs change along the way. Biologica actually makes drinkable daily vitamins designed specifically for women. So instead of one generic supplement for everyone, they're designed around what women's bodies actually need at different stages. What I like is that it replaces having a bunch of different supplement bottles. It's just one drink. And the ingredients are clinically dosed, which means they are included at the levels used in research, not just tiny sprinkle amounts. For me, it's become a small daily ritual. And honestly, right now, I'm trying to be more intentional about taking care of my body instead of just pushing through everything. Biologica has 3 different formulas depending on where you're at in your hormonal life stage. They've got primary essentials for women ages 18 to 45, midlife essentials for ages 40 to 55, and postmenopausal essentials for women ages 50 and up. So if you're curious which formula might fit where you are in life, Biologica, well, they actually have a quiz that helps you figure that out. You can scan the QR code on the screen and take the quiz and learn more about Biologica. And if you decide to try it, you can save up to 32% with their subscription. I'll put the link in the description box below if you'd like to check it out. And thank you to Biologica for partnering with me on today's video. Something I've started to recognize is that stress tends to flow in cycles for me. First, there's a trigger, and maybe that's a conversation or a message. Maybe a situation that brings up old emotions comes about. Sometimes it's not even a big moment. Sometimes it's something really small, like a sentence, a look, a tone of voice. Then suddenly something in my body remembers something old, and it reacts. Even if I can't fully explain why, it does. Then comes the emotional spike. When that happens, my brain, well, it immediately wants to understand it. It tries to explain it, fix it, and resolve it. And if you're someone like me, you might spend a lot of time trying to explain why something hurt you, or why you reacted the way you did, why you had the expectation that you had. Because my brain, it just wants the situation to make sense. Because when something hurts and there's no explanation for it, my mind, well, it keeps trying to solve it. Sometimes I replay a conversation, or I go over what I said. I wonder if I misunderstood something, or if I'm missing something. I try to find the version of the story where it all makes sense. Because if it makes sense, then maybe, just maybe, it won't hurt as much. But when there isn't resolution, when things stay confusing or unacknowledged, unresolved, when wrongs are ignored, well, that's when the crash comes for me. For me, the crash can look like extreme exhaustion, loss of appetite, feeling physically sick when I'm not. Sometimes my body just feels completely drained. It's like my body finally hits a wall, and everything I've been holding together, it suddenly gets heavy. Even simple things feel harder. Getting up, answering messages, concentrating and thinking clearly. And for a while, I didn't understand why that kept happening to me. For a long time, I didn't understand why my body was reacting the way it was. I honestly thought something was wrong with me. But what I've learned is that when your nervous system has been under stress for a long time, your body runs on adrenaline. And when that adrenaline finally drops, your body, it basically says, okay, we need to rest now. One of the biggest realizations I've had is that sometimes we get so used to being in survival mode that we don't even realize it's happening. We think we're just handling things, being strong, pushing through, and we tell ourselves that we're just tired, or we just need to get through the week, or things will calm down soon. But when your nervous system stays in that heightened state for too long, it eventually runs out of energy. Because our body is keeping score. And that's when your body asks for rest, whether you're ready for it or not. Another thing I've learned is that sometimes the healthiest thing you can do for your nervous system is create distance from what keeps triggering it. That might look like taking a step back from certain conversations, learning to create those boundaries and keeping them. And sometimes that space, it can feel uncomfortable at first. Because when you finally slow down, you start noticing how tired you actually are. You start feeling things that you didn't have time to feel before. But I'm starting to realize that slowing down isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the first step toward healing, giving yourself space to breathe. Because healing doesn't happen when you're constantly being pulled back into the same emotional cycle. Healing happens when your body finally feels safe enough to calm down. And honestly, I'm still learning how to do that. Some days are really good. Some days my body reminds me that I've been through a lot. And I think that's something a lot of people carry quietly. We keep moving forward, we keep showing up, but our bodies are still processing everything we've lived through. And learning to listen to those signals instead of ignoring them is something I'm still working on. But I think it's an important part of healing. I'm learning to listen to those signals instead of ignoring them. Sometimes taking care of myself doesn't look like doing more. Sometimes it looks like finally letting my body rest. Until next time, everybody, stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm gonna say. Stay positive, please, because I'm sure trying. Bye for now, everybody.